Hello and welcome to Canis River. This is, I'm assuming it's a ranked game between Strategist and Anaryl, both playing as UEF, and of course Canis River, one of the greatest maps, one of the original GPGnet ranked maps, so a lot of players know what they're doing. Of course the river down the middle means Aeon have a huge advantage, but with no Aeon in this one, but at Tech 2 UEF have the Riptide, which could be nice. Both players going first. Land, 2 PGNs, and looks like a whole bunch of mask extractors. Now on this map, 6 mask extractors at the beginning, so it means you can get a huge spam going. Single factory usually takes -4 mass, but of course you can see here it builds and then there's a pause. So you really need less than 2 mask extractors per factory. So definitely 4 factories can easily run off of these initial 6 mass extractors, and you only need a single power generator to power one. So 4 PGNs, 6 mass extractors, and 4 factories, and you'll probably still have excess mass. Here we got a Hydra, very close Hydra. This is a good target for raids. Looks like neither player really raided. We do see scouts from both players, and a team of mech marines here could have probably been a little more aggressive going after this engineer. There is a tank in the way here from Anaryl. Good positioning on the tank. But let's see what this team can do, and I'll actually play this a little slower. Of course, if you're going with the mech marines, they're usually outranged by tanks. They actually are outranged by tanks. You want to get close and run around the tanks, unless of course you just run away from the tank. This is good stuff from Strategist, but of course now the ACU from Anaryl will get 3 easy kills. And we'll finish the Hydra, and the Hydra is already finished for Strategist. Got his engineer and ACU waiting for orders. Gotta get another factory going. One thing that Mephistopheles used to do on this map is actually rush a Tech 2 mass extractor, since there's so much mass and so much to reclaim. So he'd get a Tech 2 mass extractor, play defensive first couple of minutes, and then come out. And of course a Tech 2 mass extractor is just like getting 2 extra mass extractors out on the field. So it would surprise his enemies, as he would just eventually outproduce them because of that advantage. That's something you can definitely still do. Looks like air factory and land factory, and multiple land factories. Looks like a total of 4 land factories coming up, 5 land, 6 land factories spread out all over the place. Of course this one won't happen. Good tank from Anaryl. And in terms of map control, looks like a little better, just slightly from a Strategist. Still some trouble here. A lagging engineer from Anaryl. Looking at what Anaryl has, absolutely no air. 3 land factories. ACU moving out. There are a bunch of rocks scattered all over the place. You can pick up your early ACU, and that's usually what Mephi did to get that Tech 2 mass extractor. And these tanks from Anaryl, the 2 scouts, can do a lot of damage. Exposed, 2 engineers exposed here. More engineers on the way. Might not be able to take out the factory, but definitely kill a few engineers and mass extractors. And now the ACU for Strategist moving down. An engineer for Anaryl should be killed. A couple tanks get into a fight, but definitely an advantage for the Strategist. This choke point, of course, these 2 choke points, very, very important in a UEF versus UEF battle. Now bomber coming out for a Strategist. Then interceptors. If you get a bomber this early, you got to send it out right away, do damage. Absolutely no flak from Anaryl. Anaryl has some nice power. This would be a great target. This would be another great target right here. All these close engineers. Engineers next to PGN's an excellent target. And of course here, good defensive bomb. That tank had a whole bunch of kills. But all these dead engineers, not tanks, coming out. For Strategist. Strategist has a whole bunch of factories spread all over the place now. It looks like it is a total of, 6, plus the air factory making interceptors. And you don't want to make interceptors until the other player starts making interceptors. Just continue making bombers. Bombers are cheaper, and they do damage. Interceptors only counter interceptors. I've actually seen bombers not coming out for Anaryl. There's a bomber here with 2 kills for Strategist. And looks like both ACUs are going to be on the choke points, opposite choke points. A nice army here getting built up. Strategist here up on the hill. Can choose to move in. Anaryl's ACU being aggressive, beginning to move in. Bomber with 4 kills for Strategist. Targeting the mask extractor. Mask extractor, of course, the default unit that the bombers will attack if you leave them alone. Interceptors for Anaryl. Analryl's ACU moving into a strategist base, getting some free kills. 6 kills. Now bombers for Anaryl. Let's see what these can do. In terms of teching, not much from either player. A lot of power for Anaryl. That is a pretty big difference. Can open up the door for him in terms of getting some cool upgrades on the ACU. Do we see any power storage? I don't really see power storage for Anaryl. You might as well get that. I don't see power storage for Strategist either. So those bombers got killed for Strategist, but plenty of bombers for Anaryl that he's using very slowly. And a point defense, a good position for a point defense from Strategist. Will buy him some time. But of course there should be some arty coming in. I don't actually see any arty for Anaryl, but he should be making some soon. Or actually he could hit that with some bombers. The health on one of these is 1300, which means 7 Tech 1 bombs will take care of it. But here come the interceptors from Strategist, taking care of the bomber problem. Very even gameplay here in terms of map control. Split down the middle, engineer here from Strategist. Should grab that mask extractor, might as well do it. Here come the bombers. Major overkill on that engineer. That was pretty brutal. Some more good bombs there from Anaryl. But this would be a great target, of course, the Hydra. 8 Tech 1 bombs would take that out. And that always sucks when they take out your Hydra. And here comes, there's finally power storage for Anaryl, which means he can do some overcharging perhaps. And of course, whenever you see tanks in these types of groups, always good to attack. And looks like this point defense was attacked. And Anaryl with this much power might as well just get a gun. Strategist 4 kills. Now moving in, a point defense from Anaryl. This is almost like a mirror image between these two players. We gotta say Anaryl has more power and more interceptors, and actually a Tech 2 mask extractor now for Strategist. A little more mass for Strategist, and Tech 2 land. This is going to be very important. Tech 2 flak is going to clear the skies very easily, and a power storage coming up. Got to spread that Tech 2 flak all over the place. This is a formidable force now for Strategist. He's got to get some artillery to take these out. We also see Tech 2 engineer for Anaryl. Tech 2 land. So both players with Tech 2 land, Tech 2 engineer, trying to get a Tech 2 point defense to cover this choke point. Anaryl sitting waiting for orders, and we're gonna see these Tech 2 flaks, and Riptide's not coming out for Strategist. This is amazing. Free mask extractor still not taken by Strategist, and neither player wants to upgrade their ACU. On this map, upgrading your ACU is huge. Either Tech 2 or a gun gives you a huge advantage. I don't know if Strategist is in a position to do so. His power is very minimal. Actually, good power balance for maybe a little low. But Anaryl should have plenty. There's no excuse for him not to get some sort of upgrade if his ACU is not actively fighting. Let's see. There's another flag. Three kills for this Tech 2 flag. Good spread on these flags. Put them all over the place. And more flag coming out. And given this Tech 2 point defense from Anaryl, we might see some mobile missile launchers from Strategist. We are seeing mobile missile launchers from Anaryl, so anticipating Tech 2 point defense. But he might not get that. Of course, with all these bombers, you see what these bombers do. Once again, overkill a bunch of tanks. It's really nice to spread those bombs manually. Of course, these bombers, as soon as they get in anywhere on the Strategist territory, they get shot out of the air. And the Riptides, of course, on this map. Now they can cross the river anywhere they want. Very nice Riptides from a Strategist. Cross the river, and now they're behind enemy lines, killing off mask extractors. And I've seen these get like 50 kills against Tech 1. You can see the health on one of these 1700, 300 health on one of these Tech 2 tanks. So we might see those get a whole bunch of kills. Tech 2 engineer here wandered off, gets killed by Strategist. But mobile missile launchers are going to keep bombarding a Strategist forces. See 2 kills for 1, and it's really nice to get these with some veterancy, so they start rebuilding themselves, or regenerating. 4 kills. See, I believe it's 5 kills per star for these, but this will be a pretty bad situation if they're not microed, and they're not microed, and a Riptide for Anaryl as well. So it could have been much better, but it wasn't. They could have actually snuck in here and taken out the power storage. That would have been excellent. A bit of a push now from Anaryl. Take 1 on Tech 1, but not much will happen. Good placement on Tech 2 point defense from this 19 kills I missed from Anaryl. On this map, Tech 2 point defense on either side of the river, because usually there's fights back and forth. Of course, you have Tech 3 point defense. It would be very nice on this map. But still, those Riptides took out 4 mass extractors. Take Anaryl a bit of time to get those back. But Anaryl really threatening all this position with his Tech 2 point defense and mobile missile launchers. 5 kills. So Anaryl looking for a Tech 2 point defense fight, which he's already winning. Still Riptides coming out for strategists. It would be nice to see a lot more engineers. So whenever you get a Tech 2 factory, take a Tech 1 factory next to it, switch it to an NG spam, and have them come next to the Tech 2 factory, and every now and then have them guard your Tech 2 factory. It's really the way you want to keep transitioning, keep your Tech 2 land transition going. This is interesting, a Tech 2 point defense with walls. It's a very cautious game, especially from Anaryl. He had some early bombing raids, but ever since we saw those Tech 2 flak on the field, he really lost his appetite. We're now seeing an upgrade for a strategist. We'll see what that comes out to be. But really, if strategist put a little more on that build capacity, he'd be in very good shape. I really like those mobile missile launchers from Anaryl. These are very nicely countered by bombers, of course. 5 Tech 1 bombs. Take out one of those, and a push now. Tech 1 push, we saw those bombers just get massacred. Of course, this Tech 2 point defense is going to get a lot of kills. And in the middle, this one, 40. This is brutal from Anaryl. Just having a river here makes strategist. He knows it's there, but he can't really see it. So he most likely doesn't even know that he's getting shot. That's unfortunate. Some really big units, Tech 2 Riptides getting shot. And now strategist sort of throwing his units in. This is excellent defense. This is not where you want to be running in. This is like D-Day here. And it's not going to be good. Plus bombers. The strategist is getting his units massacred. He's coming in with a ACU, and whenever you get the ACU, you want to lead with the ACU, take as much damage in, and then kind of catapult your units in from behind the ACU. That way you get your units in close, they get all behind the ACU, and then they come in, and then of course you can retreat and recover. A nice overcharge on that Tech 2 point defense. Simultaneously a push from Anaryl. A lot of RD on RD, and these Riptides from Anaryl, excellent. Tech 2 point defense is getting attacked. Now finally some more build capacity for strategist on his factory. That might be a good move for him, but he is losing very important units. Strategist now leading with his ACU, having a lot of success. This could be very good for strategist. More Tech 1 point defenses going up. And strategist, well, now with 40 kills, still playing very dangerously. Tech 1 point defense is not going up, but big losses for strategists. And we see a Tech 1 point defense here somewhere. This one very critical, but not getting hit by mobile missile launchers. Anaryl with his mobile missile launcher is very nice. And at the same time, strategist now with 47 kills. Could get himself in quite a bit of trouble. He could be trapped with some Tech 1 point defense that Anaryl has started building. Strategist got to keep moving, don't want to hit by UEF artillery. Very slow reload, now 60 kills, very timely. Made sure that didn't get built, so he still has an out, can get on the water. Following up with some units, and looks like Anaryl has retreated. Tech 1 point defense from strategist, another Tech 2 here taken out. Surprisingly that Anaryl retreated. He could really take care of that problem if he moved his mobile missile launchers in further and just bombarded this base, protecting his mobile missile launchers with the ACU. No defense for strategist really. Strategist continues to cause damage, now 82 kills. Nice overcharge for mobile missile launcher. We gotta say, a very big difference here is the aggression on the ACU. We are seeing now the fact that the gun on this map is absolutely brutal. Basically negates the Tech 1 point defense. Tech 1 point defense that Anaryl here is respecting probably a little too much. Plus Riptides, of course. But the gun is really winning the game. For a while there I thought that Anaryl was going to win easily with those Riptides behind. And there's no excuse why he's not doing that if these mobile missile launchers moved in and supported, but that did not happen. Another thing, Anaryl still hasn't rebuilt his magic strikers here from that Riptide raid that was about 10 minutes ago, which is inexcusable. But now no more engineers for Anaryl. His engineers are in battle getting hit by Tech 1 tanks. And we got to see, Anaryl really fell apart here in the last minute. He still has great positions on some of his units. I mean, this is a 51 kill point defense. This is very secure if he just takes it. But the ACU with a gun, just absolutely brutal from Strategist. Very nice to see. And so many NGs for Strategist. He'll be able to build whatever he wants, plus reclaiming. But this is something he wants to avoid. Does not want to avoid going to the Tech 1 point defense. But now if Strategist looks like he's reclaiming the Tech 2 factory. That's nice. If Strategist kills all his power, it's basically over for Anaryl, because he doesn't have power anywhere else on the map. That's one reason to diversify where you put your power. If you have such a sprawling base, put a couple pigeons here, a couple pigeons there. That way you're not completely vulnerable and you'll be much more viable in comebacks. Anaryl's still wondering what to do. He's finally moved his mobile missile launchers in range, and these the whole time could have been bombarding this, taking out this entire base. But of course I've already said that. 111 kills for Strategist. He'll just finish off killing all these things slowly. And this defense looked so good for Anaryl, but Strategist just rolled in through with his ACU. Looks like these point defense actually weren't shooting the ACU, shooting other units. It's a nice attack overall from Strategist. And let's see, this is already at 60 kills. Still the MVP unit is for Anaryl. Very nice positioning. Get a lot more 64 now. It's really more of Strategist's fault, but Anaryl will take it. And Anaryl really should have just switched to power spam here. He doesn't want to make, or engineer spam. He does not want to make interceptors in this type of position. And now it looks like Anaryl is going to throw in the towel. Still good bombing. And one thing Anaryl could have probably done here with all these bombers, taken out all this power from Strategist. Strategist would have been in huge trouble. I mean, looking at his power now, he's got plenty, but it's all concentrated in this position as well. More being built. Still air domination from Anaryl. Strategist, 125 kills in the ACU. Got some Riptides now in support. This will make this killing much easier. And this is now just a formality. You gotta see the excellent units still alive for Anaryl. 16 kills, 10 kills. They're seeing a shield now, given a little more time for Strategist. Anaryl now with 37 kills. This ACU really didn't do what ACU is supposed to do. Not nearly as aggressive. And Anaryl should have won this game. I really think he had so much more power early on. Could have done what what Strategist did to him about 5 minutes earlier than when Strategist did it. So hopefully it's a good lesson for people on this map. If you have extra power and you're not doing anything with AC, you get the gun and it will win the game for you. See these Riptides doing a good job. This is now Strategist territory, making engineers. It looks like Anaryl 78 kills, multiple Tech 2 point defenses. And with this much veterans, he's this much health. Although taking on a Tech 2 point defense, it's always dangerous. And now it looks like it will finally be killed here. Mobile missile launchers though still alive. 20 kills on one, 12 on the other. Anaryl is finally taken out here at minute 25. So hopefully people enjoyed this one.